Welcome to Daily Digital Reflection, where we explore our smartphones and the impact it has had on our lives so far. So, first, we need to understand that technology is not a recent phenomenon. It didn't start with Steve Jobs, it didn't start with YouTube. It's actually been a part of God's plan since the very beginning of creation. From the garden to the city, technological progress has been guided by God through natural laws and availability of raw materials and human innovation. Technology modifies creation. It's a way we reorder materials for human purposes, from agriculture to music to literature to anything that you could possibly think of. However, it also reminds us of the fall as we use technology to combat the consequences of the sin in our world. Importantly, technology establishes human power. So, throughout history, technological advancements have been used for both defense and conquest. Today, national power is often measured by technological superiority. On a positive note, technology helps edify our souls. From musical instruments to the printing of books and Bibles, technological advancements have played a crucial role in the worship and spiritual growth. And just all growth, personal growth, professional growth, just all growth in general. So, technology also upholds and empowers our bodies. From eyeglasses to medical innovations, it enhances our physical capabilities and prolongs our lives. We are living longer than any other beings, humans, have ever lived before. But however, technology has also give voice to human autonomy. As seen in the story of the Tower of Babel, it can become a platform for expressing the fantasy of independence from God. Yet, even when technology is misused, God remains sovereign. The cross, which was a tool for torture based off the Romans, became the means of salvation through God's plan. Technology shapes every relationship, how we relate to the earth, to each other, and to God. It provides new metaphors for understanding our relationship with the divine. And in this digital age that we're living right now, we're adopting new technologies faster than ever before. Smartphones, in particular, have become ubiquitous, with many of us online almost constantly. As we navigate this new reality, we must ask ourselves, how are our smartphones changing us? Should we be concerned? These are crucial questions of our time, requiring thoughtful consideration and lots of wisdom. Remember, every technological innovation is an invitation for a renewed biblical contemplation. As we use our smartphones, let's remain mindful of their impact on our relationships, our faith, and our understanding of God's plan for humanity. So, here are your reflection questions for today's video. How has your phone helped you? And what new hopes, dreams, and aspirations do you have because of it? I know for myself, I would not be doing this right now if I didn't have my smartphone, if I didn't have my computer, if I didn't have this webcam or this mic. I mean, I would have just done it if I had my iPhone. But to be fully transparent with all of you, I started doing video content with my iPhone 5S back in 2013. That's when I first got online and started creating content. And to be fully transparent with all of you, it has truly shaped so much of who I am. I would think that the first time that I was really impacted by technology was growing up as an only child in my household, and having access to a TV, and then soon, eventually, a desktop computer, and even sooner after that is my first phone, which was a Sidekick. Was the coolest phone, still one of the coolest phone, the first Sidekick, by the way. And so, if you were around in 2003, you knew the big deal of the Sidekick. But the memories I have of myself in the development of my humanness was based off of TV and what I was watching on there. At the time, it was MTV's TRL. And, so much of my spirit's likinghood has been what it means to be a 90s baby during the battle of the boy bands, right? And so I'm not going to tell you what team I'm on, but just know that is something that we will have to talk about, and we'll argue over, depending on whose team you're on. But regardless, that was the first time that I really realized how much technology has been such a part of my life. And then even thinking about my video game consoles too, right? And so I wouldn't be here today doing this work if we weren't alive, if I wasn't alive during this time in humanity. So it's given me new hopes and dreams and aspirations because of it. The things I think about now, I think more on a global scale, like there's like me doing this right here. If this helps a few people, look, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, if this just helps one person. No, we live during this time in humanity right now. Like this work, this leverage work that I'm doing right now can help at least 10 people, you know what I mean? And that in itself is already a ripple effect, but I know that what I'm creating right here can potentially help a lot more people than 10 people, and if not globally to some extent, just depending on if this resonates with you or not, So for me, it's like, I'm not out here going to be like, oh, I'm here to like change the world and things of that sort. Like, I recognize like I'm one vessel, one being, and the best thing that I can do is help myself, to help my neighbors, to help my community, to help my neighborhood, and it just ripple effects from there. Like, I recognize that. But I also can't deny the fact that if I do want to create things with the technology that we have, I can think globally. And why wouldn't I? Like when you think back to the Bible days, and when Jesus passed and he sent out all the messengers, and two, like, they went for global, and they did not have the technology that we have right now. They literally had to go by foot and by donkey, and they somehow did it and spread this belief, of this person that walked the earth, 2000 plus years ago, right? Like, if they can do it, then we definitely can do it. And so I know for me, like I said, if this didn't exist, I don't really know what I would be doing. I mean, I know inherently that I'm a teacher and I would probably be, in the educational system, but I knew even 10 years ago, I did not want to be in that system. I didn't want to serve my students the way that we've been traditionally served. And I definitely didn't want to teach the content and the curriculum that we were teaching them. And so, me giving this to all of you, oh my gosh, it's been on my heart for so long. And so, I just want to share my excitement and being like, wow, like, ask yourself, what new hopes and dreams and aspirations do you have because of this beautiful piece of technology? You know? And of course, when you look back to the rest of this video, like we talked about, like, technology has been around us all the time, everywhere, right? And so I think that's another thing to just think about when you're answering these questions and just going through this mini course is like, technology does not just mean our phones. Technology means even sandals, right? Like, you have to think back in the day, like, they didn't have shoes. Cave people did not have shoes. And then eventually we created, with the raw materials that we had, we created, shoes so that we're not stepping on feces all the time, right? So anything can, I mean, a sling, I'm thinking about when they had to hold their swords, or even just like a slingshot. Oh my gosh, that was technology, right? So I'm like, I like to go really back in time. But yeah, that is also considered technology. So again, like, my whole aim here, y'all, is just for you to consider and explore, taking action towards our smartphone usage and just being more intentional about it. So, again, for those who like to go the extra mile and go deeper in their reflection, this question's for you. How has it changed your social dynamics of how you relate to the world, to one another, yourself, and to God, the universe, spirit, source? Pick your choosing. Again, the question is, how has it changed? How has your smartphone changed your social dynamics of how you relate to the world, how you relate to one another, how you relate to yourself, and how you relate to this infinite being? And so just remember, again, this is challenged by choice. You get what you put in. So, these questions can come up with family members and things of that sort. So I just really encourage you, if you're really wanting to make a change in yourself and within the people that are closest to you and within your family and your friends and your community, like, I encourage you to go a little bit deeper, because just think about the time when you have, I mean, it's going to happen literally when you get off this video. You're going to get off this video. You're probably going to pick up your phone. You're going to see if you got any DMs or text messages or phone calls. And then you're going to walk into another room and you're going to see other people on their devices. And so maybe that might be the moment to be like, how has it changed our social dynamics? How have we changed eating at the dinner table? How have we changed having, conversations in the morning? To be fully transparent, those are things I can't even relate to, because I was a kid in the house by myself a lot of the time. So it's like, I can only imagine. Again, the pinging on my heart was really about thinking about family dynamics. You know what I mean? I think about the conversations you're not having. I think about the things that our young people are experiencing. I think about the things that we're experiencing as adults. I think about the things our elders are experiencing. And it pains me in my heart that we're not talking to each other. I know what that experience is like. That's the cards I've been dealt. But man, if I just had if I had the opportunity to have the family around me, to have dinner at the table, to have breakfast together, to have conversations, to get to know each other, to be present with each other, to, laugh with each other. Gosh, I really just don't want you all to miss out on that, because I've missed out on that, for the first half of my life, but now that, I'm more conscious of my phone usage, I'm just like, and I'm doing the work and I'm constantly, reflecting on how it's affecting me. I'm not afraid to call people out, and be like, hey, like, you just totally ruined the moment by pulling out your phone. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, and it's uncomfortable for people, but I've done the work and I could back it up and be like, look, I have the awareness to say, like, that was not the right time to pull out your phone. You know what I mean? And two, like, now, if we don't have the consciousness to revert, to come back to that moment, which is really hard, now it's just like missed. And I'm like, dang, I can only imagine the moments that families are missing with their loved ones, and again, being that only child. And all I wanted was my mom's presence, and so maybe this is not even maybe, I know that this is the deep rootedness of all that. And I would just hate if we continue to go in this direction, because I've lived the first 30 plus years of my life with having unpresent people in my life, and I just absolutely refuse to not have a bigger conversation for not only parents and children, but for families and for our communities, for us to completely miss each other in this short time that we have together. So, again, take the time to really answer these questions. Go into your quiet place and reflect on these questions. How has your phone helped you? And what new hopes and dreams and aspirations do you have because of it? And then again, for the extracurricular folks, how has it changed your social dynamics of how you relate to the world, one another, yourself, and of course, God, the universe, spirit, and source? All right, y'all. Make sure to take that moment before clicking on to the next video. And again, for updates regarding this course and future courses, make sure to join my newsletter at connectwithkshort.com/newsletter. For exclusive content, you can follow me on YouTube and Instagram at k.short. And if you want to connect with me on LinkedIn, then you can go ahead and just search my name, Kathleen Short. And again, share this mini course with loved ones and people you care about whose presence is a present in your life, and so that we can share our time together again. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye now.